we have made a signing today.
We have.
In Emerson Royal joining Tottenham.
Definitely.
But look, it's a position that we very much needed. It's a position that I've been banging about all summer. And I think it's a step in the right direction. I think when you look at what he can bring to the team, I've spoken to a few people, and the Euro expert as well on Twitter was banging on about him, saying how he was one of the best fullbacks in Serie A last year, playing for La Liga, playing for Real Betis. And it could be kind of a step in the way to kind of getting that kind of dynamic fullbacks that we used to have in Danny Rose and Kyle Walker, now with Reguilon and Emerson Royal.
Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping for. A bit more dynamism on the right-hand side. Look, you can't be any worse than Aurier and Doherty. That's
well, you say that. Do you know how many fouls this guy gives away? 20 yellow cards in the last 2 seasons.
So, doesn't mean he's bad. Romero gets a lot of yellow cards. He just got Serie A Defender of the Year. So,
true.
Doesn't mean, just because you've got yellows, Sergio Ramos is widely known as one of the best centre-backs of all time. And he gets so many red cards. Yeah. In a way, when you get a lot of cards, you can kind of take it 2 ways. Because on one way, like with the whole Ramos, it kind of gives a bit of fear factor into the centre forwards, because it means like you don't care about getting a card. You're like willing to like take them out or something like that. So it can play mind games, I reckon, on attackers. Anyway, going to Emerson, I think it's a very good buy. Look, 22 years of age, Brazilian international. He's very athletic, very physical. So I'm very excited about the prospect. And what are we? Oh.
Why does this always happen like at the beginning of the stream?
Should be okay now.
Are we back up? We're back on, are we?
Yeah.
All right, we're back. What were you saying, Sim?
Yeah, so when it comes to Emerson, I think I'm definitely excited about the prospect of having a new right back in the squad. I'm excited that we're going to have a bit more athleticism on the right hand side, and hopefully we can kind of mould him. Whereas with someone like Aurier, we got him a bit later, like 25, 26 years of age, where he's already moulded into kind of his kind of style of play and stuff like that. With Emerson, we're getting him at a very early age, and we're getting him it's an age where you can develop him, and hopefully under Nuno, who's done a very good job with fullbacks previously, a bit like Pochettino as well, hopefully he can mould him into his own style, and he can bring him on, develop him. And I think hopefully we can have someone who can kind of be a very good asset for us on the right-hand side, and a big improvement on someone like Aurier and Doherty. I know, as you say, he gets a lot of yellow cards, makes a lot of fouls. Hopefully he can learn how to control that aggression, and maybe he can use it in a positive way as opposed to getting lots of tackles. Because a lot of players, 22 years of age are a lot different to how they are when they're 25.
Just look at Kyle Walker when we first had him. Mistake riddled in his game. I mean, always making silly mistakes, Kyle Walker, but then we nurtured him and he became one of the best right backs, if not the best right back in the country. Mm-hmm. So, if we can kind of mould him in that kind of ilk, then I'd be definitely be very happy. And when you look at the kind of other right backs who are linked with Tomiyasu, Tomiyasu just brings a bit too much that Tanganga brings, really. Defensive right back where what's his name? Emerson Royal gives us a bit of variety now at right back. We can go attacking, we can go defensive.
And I've heard he's good defensively, and I also heard going forward, apparently he can still improve. But the numbers he was getting, 4 goals and 10 assists over the last couple of seasons for Betis, for right back for a mid-table team in La Liga, that's not terrible. It's not bad, and at a young age as well, coming into the team. He's 22 now, so at 20 years of age, coming to the team at a young age and doing that kind of stuff. Shows he's willing to get forward, and also shows with all those yellow cards and stuff, he's willing to engage. He's not scared to put in a challenge in. Those are all positive things, and hopefully he's someone who we can really develop. The only thing is Tim Vickery saying that Tim Vickery, from who's a journalist down in South America, he claims that Emerson at the moment, as of now, is still more potential than he is actual performances. He believes that he hasn't shown his full potential yet at Betis or at Barcelona, and Barca signed him more because of his potential, not because of how he performed, and he still needs to prove that. But he thinks he can definitely be a good signing for us. So we'll see how he plays out. But look, one of the big things we needed this window was a right back. So that is a very, very good deal for us, and we got one in and we're paying decent money for him. So you got to think Spurs have done their due diligence.
Pretty much paying the same amount for him as we did with Reguilon.
Yeah, maybe, pretty much. So you got and Reguilon, we were pretty sure how good he was. Starting for Sevilla, he was classed for a couple of years. So you got to think that Spurs wouldn't have put this outlay on unless they were sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a Paratici signing, isn't it? And it's always nice to see Arsenal getting our sloppy seconds, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So look, it says there's a hierarchy in this game. There's a food chain here, and we know who is ahead of who. But that's about Emerson Royale.